Good afternoon, fellow Plexers. I'm redoing a video that had some bad audio in it for Steven, and it was the Hardcore TV wrestling show that he was having a problem with. At least I think that's the name of it. ECW Hardcore TV. So let me pull that up in both databases. The original issue was a naming convention, and we helped him get that to scan in. And now I still don't know what he's missing, if he's missing all the episode artwork or some of them. But we're going to take a look at that as why you might be missing some of them on a show like this. So, as I always talk about in my FileBot videos that deal with TV show libraries, I pull all my episode ordering from the TVDB and I use FileBot to rename from the TVDB. I don't use the TM database or the TMDB, the movie database, for any reason with a TV show. But Plex's scanner and agent uses a mixture of both. So all I do is set my default library or episode ordering to TVDB, and that one other small library change is all I do from default settings. But let's take a look at why this might not show artwork. Let's just go into season 3, which is what I was dealing with in the earlier video. If we look, there's no episodes for, or there's no artwork for any episode in this database. If we switch to the TVDB, and click in, there's artwork for the first episode of season 3, none for the second, artwork for the third, none for the fourth. You've got it for the fifth, sixth, seventh, and I think I dummied up a dozen video files to represent the first 12 or 13 episodes from season 3, and I seem to remember from my first video I was missing the artwork for 2 of them. So not every show has artwork listed for it. If it's a popular show, let's look at Friends. A popular show is always going to have artwork for every episode of every season. It's just going to be there. Let's get rid of that, and let's do the same thing with the TVDB. Let's go to the first season. Now, it doesn't pop up in the preview like the movie database does. Let's get rid of this ad. But if you go into the actual episode, you'll see the artwork. So first off, the series that he's dealing with doesn't have artwork for every episode. But if he's not seeing any artwork, maybe there's an issue with how his libraries are set up. So let me bring my server in, and let me go to my test server. Go down and look at Manage Libraries, and I'll go into the Series library. I'll edit the library, choose Manage Library, Edit, click on Advanced, and everyone should be using the Plex TV Series Scanner, and everyone should be using the Plex Series Agent. You don't want to switch the agent to be on the TVDB or the movie database manually. Plex scans and scrapes both those databases and combines them in a secret sauce way to improve matching. You won't get better matching than this combination if you're naming your media correctly. And then, like I always mention, I changed the episode ordering to the TVDB because there's extra virtual TV shows listed there. Especially if you're into older cartoons, maybe you got the Looney Tunes collection or the old Tom and Jerry collection, where most of that content was old movie serials that are listed at the movie database as a movie, but you can add 400 Looney Tunes under one virtual TV show series entry, and that entry only exists at the TVDB, not at the movie database. And more likely than not, you might have some more specials listed at TVDB, or maybe even a different order. And lots of times the different order happens because the movie database will not list a related movie as a special where the TV database does. I didn't show this in the previous video with the bad audio, but let's go back to TVDB for a second and I'll give you an example, something that comes to mind. The Munsters. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong entry. I want the series from '64. If we go into seasons and we go into specials, so there was a CBS movie in 1966 titled Munster Go Home, 96 minutes long. This is not listed as a special at the movie database. And then, let's see. The Reboot movie from 2022 is not listed at the movie database. So you can keep all that content in a TV show library, and Plex will play it all in order based on the release date, just like it does normal specials. A lot of British TV shows have end-of-the-year specials, Christmas specials, that are considered special episodes and not part of the regular season, but they all play in order under continue watching because of the date listed. So I always make a case for using the TVDB, but you don't have to. But just understand that with your Plex library, there's no good reason that I've ever found not to use these two latest additions to the scanner and agent. And if you wanted to use DVD order that's only at TVDB, it doesn't exist at the movie database, which is strictly aired order for shows. So if I go into the show itself and edit it and go under advanced, I can change the episode ordering back to the movie database if I wanted to, or to the alternate TVDB ordering. So then the last thing that I would suggest be looked at is the agent settings. I've never found any good reason to adapt any of these or make any changes. The default should be fine. It really shouldn't be an issue. And if Steven has changed these, he can contact me and I'll share some screenshots. Well, actually, I can go through it in the video now. So under movies, this is what I have. Personal media, under the Plex Movie Legacy tab, under the movie database tab for shows, TVDB, the movie database. And I don't think these even apply if you're using the latest agent anyway. Artist. So basically, don't change any settings for the default TV show library or the movie library, and don't change any agent settings is my best advice. And I did mention this is kind of mismatched because I'm remaking a video without really thinking about it too much. Let's edit this library again. The only other change I make is On my regular Plex server, I uncheck this use local assets. That way, if you find media and the actual embedded file name is the same as it might have been from a release group, Plex doesn't look at that. It doesn't really matter if your files and folders have proper Plex structure, but if they don't, that's when Plex kind of looks into the local metadata. So this is always unchecked, and I uncheck that for my normal libraries too. So let's go to a movie library. So again, you want to use the latest Plex movie scanner and the latest Plex movie agent. And the only thing I change, only two things, is, where is it? I uncheck the use local assets also, and I change the collection option. The minimum automatic collection size I set to 2. And that way you're not creating collections based on just one video or one movie. So that's it. Hopefully the sound's okay on this, and I'll get it up and take the other bad video down.